Okay, so welcome, amazing USA, Canada. Okay, so the two hustle calls I was talking about is every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and it's 7 p.m. Pacific time on Mondays too. And that is Art Jonak that is in charge of that. On Sunday, it's more corporate stuff, so he is giving us updates on what have happened with Zinzino as a business, what their goals are, what new countries we're opening, and so on and so on. So that's more business-minded corporate stuff. And then on Monday, he have a hustle call, which is more personal development, how to think, what books to read. He comes with a lot of different solutions on how we're able to do it. And Art Jonak is an amazing guy that is able to, I'm not sure if you've heard about it, but in direct sales, there are multiple different events that are hosted every year, and he's hosting one of the biggest one, and it's called, what is it called? Do you remember, Marisvi? It's in San Diego this year, I think, if it's going to be live. But it's one of those where all people from all different types of direct sales just join in to learn to master the skills that you need in order to succeed with this kind of business. So he's really good. So I really recommend everyone to call into those hustle calls. Do you remember, Marisvi? I thought Mastermind. I think it's called Mastermind or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So that was that. So today, my plan was today to just get this going. We will start every Wednesday, and I will go through different things. And I will also update you on things that I think is important that I learned, because I learned from other leaders higher up in the organization. And we're having kind of a ranking system because you will learn more and more the higher rank you are. So it's now no point of overwhelming new people, but the more responsibility you have over a team and so on, you have to know what's going on. So I will update you guys on things that I think is important. And we have had an amazing June and July. They were doing a really good promotion there. So we have actually been adding, I think it's 1,800 new partners in July. Yeah, that doesn't maybe sound too much, but this is what's so fascinating about Zinzino, that it's pretty young. So everyone that will join the next 20 years are for sure going to be high income earners, because the omega-3 industry is just exploding and it just keeps on growing. And just if we're looking at omega-3 itself, today it's a 40 billion industry, and it's supposed to grow to 200 billion of an industry up to 2050, or was it 40? It was, sometimes I mess up numbers, but it is supposed to grow a lot. And the reason for that is that the science is showing us how important omega-3 is. More and more people are experiencing health benefits. And this is what's so interesting, because with Zinzino, we will be the market leading company in the industry. So you know how L'Oreal, everyone knows what L'Oreal is. Probably every person that have been using skincare have used L'Oreal one time or another, because it's a really big brand. And Zinzino will be that brand to the omega-3 industry, which is really amazing. And we will all be a part of it. And I have big goals for United States and Canada. I hope that we together as a group will be able to, just the next year, get at least 1,000 customers in balance and keep on growing that year to year. So I hope that in 10 years, that just in Canada and USA, that we will have helped 100,000 customers to get in balance. So I'm super, super excited for everyone that have been taking interest of just changing their own health, first of all. Because when we're changing our own health and we're feeling the difference on our own health, we are affecting not only one person, but we are affecting the whole family. For me, myself, for example, it is, I mean, after I've seen what the products have done to me and my health, I will never ever let my kids go without it. I will never ever let my husband go without it, because I love them so much and I want them to stay healthy and happy for a long time. And that's what I also see with customers of mine. When I'm helping one person get imbalance and they're feeling a health benefit, um, they are talking with siblings, with friends, with other people, because they're so excited about the results. And I will talk a little bit more about that too, because my plan is that we will also share some customer experience on these Wednesday calls to kind of get a little bit motivation and also inspiration of who we can talk with. Because omega-3 is important for us in every single life stage, no matter what age we are, no matter what health issues we're having, or if we're perfectly healthy, it is still super important to use omega-3. And so by talking about different clients, I can actually go ahead and start sharing one of my clients I've helped very recently. And he is completely fine that I'm talking with him. He had been writing emails. I've been allowed to share this. His name is Bill. I met him at the gym. And I met him at the gym because he was starting to talk about cars with another friend. And they were starting to talk about what kind of Corvette they were going to buy and so on. And I was just like, hey, you guys should check out Tesla. And they're like, Tesla, really? Like, I was like, yeah, you can come out. So I took him actually out for a drive to try the Tesla so he could feel it. And this is Bill, he is like 65, 70 years old-ish. He's retired. And eventually, we started talking more, and he started complaining about having his joints swollen. He had some pain in his feet. And I said, hey, I'm not sure if what I have can help you, but you should maybe give it a try. And I explained about solar health and so on. And he didn't even tell me that he had high blood pressure, but at that time, well, I took a blood test on him. Of course, it was showing very unbalanced. And he started on the products. And the first thing he noticed was that he had really, really flaky hands, like from eczema on his hands, have had it for over 10 years. And his hands started to become smooth. And he's like, Michaela, my wife wants to sit and like pet my hands. They're so smooth. Like, is this something your product is doing? I'm like, yeah, I think it's a big chance it's playing a big part of like restoring cellular health in your hands as well. And then he came back with me like, have you seen my ankles? They're not swollen anymore. I'm like, yeah, I know it's gonna happen. And then I was gone for vacation, and he called me and he was like, Michaela, you know what? I have needed to quit my medicine, my blood pressure medication. He had been on 2 different blood pressure medication, and you can read his whole story in my omega-3 group because I posted it there with accurate blood pressure measurements and so on. But he had had high blood pressure for 20 years, and he had been on one medication and they upped that to max. And eventually he needed to start on the second medication, and he was almost on the max dose on that one as well. So he was taking medication 4 times a day. And he's just like, it went down. I had to quit one, but it was still down. So I had to quit my second one. I haven't been taking them for weeks now, and it's normal and stable. And this is amazing. So it's just so fun to see, because we know by the science, if we go into PubMed and we are researching the importance of omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, we will see that the stuff we have done for him now, he was over 15-1. And according to the science, if you are 15-1 and you're able to lower it down to 4-1 ratio, it is associated with 70% decrease in total mortality with people that have cardiovascular disease. So most likely, I have contributed to him having a 70% less chance of dying prematurely because of his high blood pressure. And that feels amazing. And he also takes measurement, like he is feeling so good. So he had been starting his own garden. He's so inspired by changing his diet. And it's just so funny because this is not only him now. Now his wife also came like, I also need a blood test. I have different problems, but I want to see what's happening in my body. And then he have kids, and it just starts spreading. So it's so fun to be able to affect people's health, to impact, and just one person will impact the whole family and generations to come. Because if we're also looking at the science, it also shows that if we're having too low omega-3 index, we're most likely having more problems with infertility, and generations are stopping up because people are having issues with infertility. And you know what? It's just very fascinating to see what the big impact will be when we have the, what is it called, facit i handen, when we're having the result in hand in 10 and 20 years. It's just, yeah, it's just a marvelous journey. But I am gonna, so I am recording this for people, and I'm going to start. I have a short presentation I'm going to do, and then I want to take up a blood test and also talk about that. If someone have a specific blood test you want me to go through today, you can give me the numbers and I will show you guys how to look it up and everything. And also you will have plenty enough of time to answer to ask questions in the end. I just have to open up. It started to be lots of thunder here. So I used to have 2 screens, and then I had to unplug everything from the door side, from the wall. So I just have to find which one it was. Okay. Nope. Sorry, I have so many things open, so many tabs. Okay, there it is. Okay. So just kind of to start off with a very short background of what we are doing as a community, and as a team. So we're working with evidence-based, test-based, and science-based nutrition. That is what we're doing. And today I'm just gonna do a very quick, catch up on what we're doing. And everyone have heard omega-3 is good, but we help people understand that omega-3 is needed every time a cell is regenerated, because it's a part of every single cell membrane. And you've probably seen this video. If you haven't seen this video, if this is the first time you see this cell and so on, go back to my YouTube channel, Omega-3 Education, and watch the 5-minute video, and that will keep you updated on how everything is built up. I just wanted to show this so you know where to go. Because when we're having too much omega-6s, they are like our pyromaniacs. They just start fires in our body. And our omega-3s, they're helping to, they're our firemen. They're hosing those fires down when it's time for that. And the problem today is that we're having too much omega-6s, too much pro-inflammatory, which mean that we are having too much inflammation on cellular level. And that is the root of most diseases. So we are doing big things when we're helping people in balance. And this is not something that Zinzino have invented. This is something because there is so much science. Myndigheter, what is the word for that? But big organizations like the Nordic Council of Ministry have recommendations on their webpage. The World Health Organization have recommendations on their webpage that you should be below 4-to-1 ratio. And still, most Americans are way above. And the field of science is recommending 3-to-1. So we are sharing knowledge, and it's not, you don't have to become an expert. You just need to know where you find the knowledge, where you find the scientific reports, and how to explain that, yeah, we need to measure this because we want to have a ratio below 3:1 or lower. And we help people get that, become that in 120 days with the Zinzino products. And Zinzino do have a couple of other products. I'm just mentioning them very fast for new people. We do have the Extend, that is the multivitamin, a very advanced multivitamin that is probably one of the purest one on the market. It is all natural, everything is derived from food, and it's very bioavailable to us. Then we have Viva. Viva is a very interesting supplement that contains saffron, and I have an extra picture here on it. I love Viva. And it's a bestseller in the United States. It's helped people with overall mood. It helps us sleep better, help us lower depression, anxiety, give us some more energy. If you feel like you're having a lot of stress in your body, you can take a couple of pills, and within 30 minutes, you just feel like, oh, and you're not getting high on it. It's just a relaxation feeling. It's like you entered the spa, like kind of. It's very interesting. I love it. I used it a lot for I had a problem sleeping in the night, and I fall asleep a lot easier. But I've also been taking it when I've been feeling a little bit more anxious and had anxiety and so on. And it works perfect for that too. We do have a double-blinded placebo behind it, and I'm not expecting you all to understand everything and remember everything, but if I mention things, you will have to like, oh, Michaela, can you please go ahead, call me and just, Michaela, I remember you said something about the Viva. How can I learn more, And then we have Cinebiotic. Cinebiotic is a product that usually it takes a little bit time for people to understand what it does, but when you understand it, you will not let your customers go without it. Most people have leaky gut issues today. It's a major issue. It's also one of the root causes to most of our health issues. And Cinebiotic help restore the gut health. And I have a webinar on that too, that is like 13 minutes on YouTube that you can go and watch. We have Protect, that is an immune boosting product that helps boost the immune system. And to learn more about that, you can go online and read also, but also Google beta 1316 glucan. It is so interesting to read about how they are in Asia are using it to boost the immune system and help people heal naturally. So it's very interesting. And then we have, of course, Balance Oil is coming also in vegan form. We have capsules, we have different flavors, and they do have some lean shake stuff for people that want to maintain a healthy weight. That is not something I'm promoting, but people eventually start using it if they are looking into that kind of thing. Okay, I also want to mention the compensation plan very fast, because not all of you have heard or fully understood what how the compensation plan works. So this is for United States and Canada, and most likely Mexico when they are opening up too. You can earn extra income with Zinzino. And in order to earn extra income with Zinzino, if you're only focusing on customers, you need about 25 customers that are buying monthly. So it doesn't have to be separate, but it needs to be 25 subscriptions. Every subscription is counted as a customer point. So you need about 25 subscriptions that are shipped out every month, and then you will have a recurring monthly salary of $300. So if we put in a lot of work this month, you will have that reoccurring every month that you have 25 products shipped. Then the next one is if you have 50 customers, and it doesn't have to be your private customers. It can be that you got 25 and you have 10 of them that shared it with 3 friends. And that is even more than 50, because that is like 30 plus 25, so 55 customers. So for an example, so it can be customers of your customers as well. So when you have 700, then you will have $700 recurring monthly. And then if you are aiming for 100 customers, you will get a bonus. You will have $1,900 a month in recurring monthly salary. So the pay plan, I try. Arjonic have done this one, and it's really easy and simple to understand. So to earn around $300, don't change, be yourself. The only thing we have to do is share the products and get 25 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers. To earn $700, the same thing, don't change, but get 50 products shipped. And then 1500 is 100 products, but like I said, Zinzino will give you a bonus that is like a 10,000 bonus, but they divide it up on 25 months. So you will get $1,900 a month when you hit that. And then if you want to earn a $3,000 extra a month plus a yearly free vacation, you get 200 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers. And there's many ways to build this up, both through talking, but also through social media. Yeah, if you need ideas, just talk to me. I have plenty of ideas. And then if you want to build a team instead, because there are two different ways of earning money, right? You can earn only on customers, but you can also earn on customers and the team. And this is very smart. It's like opening up a franchise. McDonald's works exactly the same way. McDonald's have a franchise, and when you have been able to have a franchise successfully, you just help other people start their franchises. So the focus is then get 10 products as soon as possible and 2 partners. When we're doing this, we're also helping the partners succeed to also build a team. So why would anyone want to become a diamond with Zinzino? And we're calling different ranks, different names. And you will learn more about that when it goes. It might sound a little bit Greek in the beginning, but you will understand it pretty quick. So when you're a diamond, you earn about $1,000 every Wednesday. And then you also earn about $1,500 in monthly lifestyle bonuses. And that is $500 for phone bonus, and then $1,000 for car bonus. So you earn about $5,500 a month when you are a diamond. And let me tell you, it was really nice to hit that. And what we do to become diamond is just the same thing as when we are becoming when we're getting customers. We set up a Zinzino for free. We select the partner kit. We get 25 products shipped to our subscribe and save customers. And then we help 4 friends. So we're helping 4 friends to earn an extra $400 a week from their growing Zinzino team. So we're just helping them, coaching them, showing up to things, showing up to educations and so on. And then if those 4 friends are happy with earning $400, or if they also might want to become diamond, you can help them become diamond. And when that happens, you become crown. And when you are crown, that is about $3,000 extra every Wednesday that you're paid, $1,500 in monthly lifestyle bonuses. So now we're not only talking about $5,500, but we're talking about $1,350 monthly. No, 13,500. That is how it's pronounced. Sorry. Every month in dollars. And you also earn all expenses paid yearly world classification when you become crown. And you do exactly the same thing. The only difference is that you have helped now 4 people to, instead of earning $400 a month, you have helped them earn $1,000 a week. Yeah, $400 a week and then $1,000 a week. And you just keep on helping them to succeed. So how do we get customers? We share our excitement, and that can, of course, be when you're talking with people, or it can be on social media. And then we invite them to learn more. And we can do it by recorded videos that are available to us. You can learn how to present in back office, on your Zinzino back office that you have. You can download the presentations, and it's basically just sitting and showing pictures and tell a little bit about every slide. And it's pretty easy. Everyone that have listened to my presentation 2-3 times on YouTube, you can do it. And then you can also invite them, of course, to a meeting in real life if we're having a health webinar, health seminar, and then also a webinar on Zoom. And then it's just a matter of providing enough with information for the person. If people are not able to commit right then and there, you always have to ask them, so what type of information do you need before you're able to commit to try the blood test? Because when you're asking them that, they are by telling you, well, I need some more science. Then it's easy for you to say, okay, so if I give you more science that is showing the importance, will you commit to actually take the blood test? Yeah. If everything shows out and I'm thinking it's interesting, I will try it. So that is a way of making them commit to actually try the blood test, because that's, I mean, like I tell my clients, I don't care if you're buying the omega-3 from me. I don't even care if you do the blood test through me, but I still want to educate you so you can make sure that you can take a blood test wherever. There is not many places that you can do it because they're doing it on the wrong way, and I can educate them about that as well, of course. But it's so important. So for me, it's mostly important that people are actually taking actions and are making sure they get a good omega-3 index and also a good omega-3 ratio. Then also invite them to Facebook group. I have a Facebook group called Omega-3. We share experience. It's super powerful when we're adding a lot of people, and also share your experience whenever you have taken your first blood test and you've taken your second blood test. Please share your before and after pictures. It doesn't have to be a long story how awesome it is if you don't have it yet, but just posting that this is how it looks first and this is how it looks now. It just encourages people and make it more, yeah, more and more people are testing, and maybe I should test it. And it pops up in Facebook feeds when people are in the group and so on. So it's very powerful. And I also keep on educating people in that group. And then make a plan for following up. The key to get new customers is following up and new partners. It is so important. Most people need to see the products and need to see the customer, the business between 5 to 10 times, on average about 7 times before they say yes. So since it's not all over the place yet, we have to be in charge of making them see it. So that's why we have to follow up. And it can be easy things, but you have to make a plan of following up a person that you have talked to, add them to the Facebook group, check in on them, invite them to join in when we're having webinars with professionals, with doctors, with scientists, and so on. Check on them. Hey, are you still interested to learn more about omega-6 and omega-3 ratio and the index? We're having a very interesting webinar. Is it okay if I invite you? And then help them become a happy customer. And that is our job. And when we have done this once, we keep on getting paid every month from Zinzino when our customer is buying the products on auto shipment, which is very interesting. I mean, it's good. So yeah, that was what I wanted to show you from the business aspect. And now I was gonna, is there any questions first on that, what you have seen so far? Any questions? You can also write in the chat if you're not able to talk. I know some people are putting kids to bed with and things. Okay. If you have any questions, when I just write them in the chat, and I will then share a test. I'm gonna share screen again. Okay, it's coming up here. So when we are looking at a test, there are different things we're going to be able to see. And please feel free to, if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself at any time. Are you able to unmute yourself, by the way, now when I started in recording?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So please feel free to unmute yourself at any time. And to ask questions regarding the test, because a lot of the questions you have, a lot of other new people are sitting with the same question. So if they're seeing the recording, they will be happy that you answered, because sometimes I've been doing this for so long now, so it's easy for me. Anyway, so in order for us to even get this test result, maybe I should show that first, actually. I will screen share. I dislike working with only one screen, but it's so much thunder outside, so I don't want to destroy my computer just in case the lightning hits my house. Okay, so first of all, you go to Zinzino test.com. And this web address is on the cards that people are getting. So when people are getting their blood test, it is super important to help them understand that they're supposed to follow the instructions, but also save them the number. You see the little barcode thing, they have a number that is specific to their test. There is no chance of finding out whose test is whose if they haven't saved that. And I also encourage every single time people to take a picture of it, and not only save it to your favorite, but actually send me a copy of the picture, because in that way it will be in the chat also, so people will be able to find it more easily. And Maris, if you have experience with this, to to lose a code, and it's no fun. But so it's super important. So people are going in here and they will put in a test ID, and I can put in actually a test ID here so you can see. I'm not sure which ones I will get up now, but we'll find it out. And also on this webpage, they will be able to see a bunch of other information first if they just want to learn more. So if you have someone that wants to learn about the test, you can also send them here. So here is one test result I have from, I don't even know which one of my clients it is right now, but this one is unbalanced, 44.5 to 1. And this is the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. And this one is, sorry, it's jumping down when I'm pushing on it. And this ratio is how many pyromaniacs to every single fireman we're having. And it's supposed to be lower than 4 to 1. The scientific world is recommending 3 to 1 or lower. And that is also, I think, what Zinzino is using, 3 to 1 or lower. And then we have the omega-3 index. And omega-3 index, this one is 2.4%. And I do have a scientific report that explains why it's so important to stay above 8. Having this low omega-3 index, everything under 4% is actually linked to having a 4 to 5 years shorter life on average. So it's super important to have a high omega-3 index. This is also something I help educating people on. I help them understand I help them understand omega-3 index and show them scientific research behind it. Your mental strength, this is indicating how much of the fatty acids that is healthy for your brain to promote a healthy brain function. So they're just taking how much DHA we have in our brain, in our blood to support our brain health, and this is insufficient. And then cell membrane fluidity, this one is 12.2 to 1. It's supposed to be lower than 4 to 1. So this means that this person has cell membranes they're 3 times harder than they're supposed to be, which makes it 3 times harder for the food to get in and nutrients to be utilized. And also we are having most likely less, more problem creating energy and just have a good cell function, and also having a poor detox function, because the harder our cell membranes are, the less we're able to detox naturally. And then arachidonic acid. This one is usually green or yellow with most people. It's usually only red when it's an issue with enzymes in our body, that we're not having a good conversion rate, or the person may not be eating enough with food if the person is anorectic, for example. Sorry, my computer is, okay. I don't know why that one popped up. Okay. Now, so you will also be able to find details. You will learn more about the balanced product, how you are able to. So on this webpage, you will be able to learn a lot about the products, but also how to change your diet. And below every one of the results, you will be able to see, okay, what does this mean? So it's good that everyone goes through this with your own test result and just read through it. Your omega-6 to 3 ratio is too high. Increase omega-3 in your diet to improve your result and to reach a balance below 3 to 1. And then they are explaining a little bit about the natural omega-3 balance. And then also they are showing calculating methods. How are they able to calculate this? So all of this is under every single of these. So you can learn more, educate yourself by reading through it. Your protection value is right now 0, and this is the protection value towards lifestyle diseases. So if you're getting one score, a test score between 0 to 100%, you're right. This person was just right now at 0%. We want to be at 100% to have optimal protection for lifestyle diseases that are caused by lacking omega-3. Omega-3 index, this one is what also is important. And if you want to learn more, I have put, if you're looking in my group, omega-3 we share experience. You're seeing my group now, right? What is V? Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm just gonna put these down. So I do put in a lot of education here, and I have on this side, sorry, it's in Norwegian right now, but I have you will be able to see it in English when you're logged in. But there are different subjects here, and you can put on education and you will get a lot of education about Zinzino. But you will also find actually one that is called research, I think. Or science.
More down, I saw it.
Did you see it? There.
Yes.
So science. So every now and then I put out in my Facebook group also information about the science and insulin resistance. Maybe I haven't tagged it. Okay. Okay, maybe I haven't tagged it accordingly, but I do have it if we're just Googling.
You're talking about the index?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so long time ago in the feed, or yeah, whatever you call it.
Oh.
Middle of July, something like that.
Yeah. Sorry, I just have to send I had one partner that never saw the email. I'm just gonna stop sharing and just invite her. Huh. Okay, right back. Okay. Okay, so am I still sharing the screen? What is it? No.
Not yet.
Okay. Okay. So omega-3 index. I think here it is. Okay. So this is a really interesting also article. Low omega-3 index is just as powerful in predicting early death as smoking. A new research paper published in American Journal of Clinical Nutrition last week showed that a low omega-3 index is just as powerful in predicting early. And then they're just talking about omega-3 index. They're talking about omega-3 index measure the amount of EPA and DHA in red blood cells membrane, and it's a marker of omega-3 status. An optimal omega-3 index is 8 or higher, and intermediate is between 4 to 8, and low is 4 and below. So most Americans have below 4%, which puts them in significantly higher risk of early death. And then they're just explaining it a little bit more. But this one is also something I used to share. And I also, it's like every time I find something interesting, I post it in the group. We now have 2,700 members in this group. It starts to become a pretty nice group. I just started it about a year ago, and it keeps on growing. And I expect this group to be, I mean, probably 20,000 people in just a couple of years. And be one of the biggest groups, and a really big database, because that's what's also so important, so interesting, is that it's becoming a really big database of people's before and after and their result, what they have experienced. So it helps people to just understand a little bit more. Okay, so back to the results. Yeah. So that was omega-3 index. This person is at 2.4. We want it above 8. Mental strength is how much DHA. Cell membrane fluidity is how hard our cell membranes are. And you can open up everyone too. And arachidonic acid, you can read more about that too. And then you can download the balance test, the full report, and also download the printer friendly that is just a couple of pages long. But what's interesting here is that you can also see it a little bit more, you can see it a little bit better here, just when we're breaking the numbers down. You'll be able to see saturated fats. We're actually measuring 11 different fatty acids in our blood, and that is 98% of the fatty acids that we are having in the blood. So we'll be able to get an indication of how our body is doing. Omega-9 is a healthy omega, but if it's very high, it's usually an indicator that the body is able to produce this usually by itself. So it's a defense mechanism. When we're lacking omega-3, the body usually is producing that themselves. And then we can see omega-6. You can see that this person have very high omega-6 levels. It's, for example, gamma-linoleic acid. It's supposed to be 0.17%. This one has 0.68%. So that's a deviation of 300%. But the person is high on all the omega-6s that is pro-inflammatory. And when we're looking at omega-3, we can see that the person is trying really hard to have a healthy omega-3 intake too, because the person is pretty high on ALA. ALA is the omega-3 that comes from avocado and from nuts and seeds and so on, that is growing. And a lot of vegans, for example, they're eating a lot of ALA. The problem is that the conversion rate between ALA and EPA is very low. It's usually only about 5%. So if you're eating 100 grams of ALA, it will only convert to 5 grams of EPA. For example, and then the two ones that are most important to look at is EPA and DHA. EPA is a part of every cellular structure in our body, and DHA is super important for our brain health and our eyesight, our vision, and our heart health. And what is interesting is that when you're looking at how much deviation the person have, usually it's always lower deviation of the DHA, and it's always a worse, like a higher deviation on EPA. The reason for this is that the body is able to convert DHA from EPA. So if you have a lot of EPA, you can create DHA, but you cannot convert the other way around. So when we're looking at this, you can see that the person have very low levels of both EPA and DHA. We need to raise them up, and by watching the index, by watching the ratio, we already know this, but it's kind of interesting to break it down too, to see where it's at. Any questions about the blood test? Clarina, any questions? Okay. Yeah, so basically it's super important to save the code. It is super important to take a picture of it, and then kind of, it is very self-explaining, but your customer will most likely just want to understand, because when they see this much red, they can be like, oh, am I already dying? How scary is this? And no, you will most likely not die today or tomorrow, but your body have to work unnecessarily hard every single day to try to make up for you lacking essential building blocks. And that is why when we're having enough and sufficient, our body is just able to function better. Because when we're able to have, I mean, like I always tell people, a healthy body begins with a healthy cell, and the body is self-healing under the right circumstances. And it's up to us. The doctors will not be our detectives. They will just see a problem, read in the book, what do the pharmaceutical industry want me to recommend you based on your symptoms. So we have to become our own detectives. We have to find the right circumstances for our body to be able to heal better. And that's what we're doing with Zinzino. That's the whole goal of this company. That's what Dr. Paul Clayton and Dr. Colin Roberts and the owners and everyone that is a part of Zinzino, they're working so hard every day to try to find solutions. They're not only launching a product just because they want another product to sell, but they want every single product to actually fill a void in our life that can help us get our body into the right circumstances for healing. And that's why I love my omega-3 Facebook group too, because I read so many testimonies about people that have had miserable health experiences that have been able to turn them around and have bodies that are just able to start functioning better. And I'm also living proof of that. You have probably everyone heard my story, but about my chronic neck pain. And let me tell you guys, sometimes I have been wondering if I am exaggerating my pain. And then I went traveling, I forgot to bring my oil with me, and my pain came back. And I can just tell you that I have never probably exaggerated my pain. It was so bad. But yeah, it's very fascinating, and I'm so excited for everyone joining in. We have had a lot of new partners coming in the last couple of months, and I'm so excited for everyone that wants to take responsibility, first of all, over your own health, and then inspire change in life for other people. So I'm going to open up for questions for a couple of minutes. If someone has to leave, you can leave. I know we have already been on for about an hour now, but I have recorded it and I will post it on the Facebook group too for anyone who missed the beginning or anyone that wants to see the recording. Any questions?
Michaela, I have one.
Yes.
The score that was indicating the lifestyle protection or something of that nature was like 0 for most people. What exactly is that measuring?
Yeah, so that is measuring how much omega-3 you have available in your body. So if we're going back to the test again, you can read a little bit more about it too under protection value. But it's basically a daily intake of balanced oil is recommended dosage will increase your omega-3 level about 8%. So we also recommend that you incorporate a variety of fish. But the calculation methods, it's here. The value of omega-6 percentage is calculated like this. And then the value of omega-3 level is the sum of EPA and DHA. And the balance value is calculated as omega-6 to omega-3. So it's just because, so each indicator value is given the same weight in a second calculation, assigned a value between 0 to 100, which is then divided by 3 to get the protection value that ideally should be above 90%.
Okay, I was wondering if it was more of a scientific score like the rest of them, or if it was something that was more like suggested or indicators that they were putting together and making their own like model. But it looks like obviously it shows the calculation method right there. So
yeah, so it comes from the index as well. So it's just a protection value. If we have 100%, that means that we are good on omega-3. When it's 0, we are not good on omega-3. And in between, we need to make sure that we're above 90% to have a good protection value.
And I guess a follow-up question to this would be, because I haven't really not dove into this much yet. What are like average scores after people have taken it for enough time, right? Balance oil. Are we seeing that 90+% within the time frame, or do they need more time in that? Or
so this is really interesting, because if you ever are wondering how many tests we have done, you can easily go into Zinzino. If we go back to the first page again, you will be able to see that we have done now 696,222 fatty acid profile tests. And 95% of people do not have the optimal balance. But what we have been able to see is that 95% of everyone that is taking the test is using balanced oil daily and is taking another test after 120 days. They are close to a 3-to-1 ratio or better. So they are either like 3.9 to 1 or better than that. And 95% is getting into that range within 120 days. There's 5% that is not getting into the range. It can be two different things that is usually the case. One is that the person that have been taking the test have not been taking the oil daily as they are supposed to, or taking the wrong dosage. Maybe the sponsor told them that you need a tablespoon 15 milliliters, and they're taking a regular tablespoon and are putting oil on that. And when they're measuring that tablespoon, it's actually only 8 milliliters. So wrong dosage of the product is usually one of the reasons why people are not getting into the right ratio within 120 days. The second one is just poor gut health. And we have one case here with us, Marie-Sophie. She's one of those cases. And she needed about a whole year to get in the right ratio, but she is in Canada. They only have the balanced product, the regular one. Zinzino have one omega-3 that is specially developed that is called AquaX. So balance, Zinzino AquaX. What they have been able to do with AquaX is that fatty acids, they're pretty long molecules. And in order for us to obtain it, we need to have enzymes that cut them into smaller pieces. And people that are having problem with not having a gallbladder and also having bad gut bacteria and bad gut health, they're not able to do this process by themselves. So AquaX is a little bit more expensive, but Zinzino have been able to formulate it in a way so they have actually already cut it up so they are water soluble. So for all people that have known health issues, like they are not having a gallbladder, they're not having they're having a chronic disease like Crohn's or IBS or something they have been diagnosed with, I always recommend them to start on AquaX, and then after they have been on AquaX for about 4 months, then most of them can change over to the regular one when they are in balance already, because then the cells in the gut have been able to be balanced up. It lowers inflammation in the gut, and usually the whole gut flora is a lot better.
That's pretty interesting. I had no idea that that was the difference between the two. I think Kim said, try this one, you might like it better. And I did. So I take the AquaX because I like the flavor.
Yeah. And that one is water soluble. And a lot of people are having problem with like an oily taste. They like AquaX because they can put it in the water and so on. And also a lot of people are buying it for their kids, for example. Because it's easier to put it in water. But also what's good for everyone to know, if you have customers that doesn't like the flavor of just drinking oil, if you put water in the oil together with it, or you can put a little bit of orange juice or something else with it too, the oil is thicker, so it will always stay on top. So when you're swallowing it as a shot, you will get the water or the juice on your tongue. You will never really feel the oily taste from the oil. Marie-Sophie?
Yeah, and one tip is to, if you're really sensitive, like I have a husband who's very sensitive for the oily taste, he wants it icy cold. It actually is a little bit different. He says that if you have like, you have prepared icy water in the fridge and you pour it out, or bubble water, he used sometimes that is icy in the fridge, and then you pour the oil. He's too sensitive, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's also a smart trick.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't know how everyone was measuring it and consuming it. I literally have like a little beaker that tells me the milliliters for, calculate out the weight and all that. Because I'm at my weight is not on the bottle as a standard dosage. So no. I was wondering how everyone was suggesting to take it, because I just kind of been winging it and just, taking the oil from the bottle, or, in the beaker and then in the bottle. But I don't like it that there's extra left in there and it's hard to get out, right? Because it's oil based. Stick it on plastic usually.
Exactly. So I know Kim have a big kit. In that kit, she should have some measuring cups that you have like a small measuring
I'm sure she
cup.
does. I've never seen it.
No, but she should have a couple of measuring cups in that kit.
Okay.
Customers usually don't get it, but they can order one specifically. But I tell people to just take a tablespoon and measure it up, like a real measurement one. And they can put it in a glass and have extra water or something to kind of get more of it down, because it will float up to the top instead of laying down in the bottom. Because it's liquid gold, so we want to utilize the most. I had one lady, she said that she always took it, and then she always had her dog lick it out.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
In order to utilize it all. But yeah, dogs and cats are also thriving on the balance oil. We have lots of veterinarians that is joining in and is putting their patients on the balance oil with really good results for both for gut health issues and eczema and other things.
Sure. So from a business standpoint, how are you introducing this? Is it normally the balance oil first, and after they do a test, after they try it for 120 days, they get a second test, they get results, then they're kind of hooked? Then were you introducing different products, or what is the preferred method?
Yeah, it's very different. I mean, the test and the balance oil is always what I always start with, because when people are seeing that it's test-based, it just becomes so much more interesting. And when they see what the balance oil is doing in their life, they usually get very keen to try other products as well. But when I'm introducing this from a business perspective, I usually always give them a full business presentation. I tell them I have something exciting. There is really interesting business opportunity. Are you open to take a look? And then I give them a full business presentation. And after that business presentation, I would say it's about 50% that choose to become a business partner right away, or want to just start as a customer. And of course, there are some people that have no interest of health whatsoever, but I usually try to get those vibes even before I have the business presentation. So if I feel that is the case, I don't even present it to them. But if they have an interest in health and so on, it's usually 50-50 up. Either they become customers right away and want to order the products, but a lot of them also become partners right away and try the products as they go along. Because there is enough with science, it's enough with data, it's enough with people that have tried it before. And we have, like I said, almost 700,000 tests now. We have a really good database. So a lot of people see the opportunity and doesn't want to wait until they have their own results. And then I have a lot of people that wants to start as customers, and 4 months after. I remember this because I was talking with a lot of people my first 2 months in the business. I was just going down the list and was talking with everyone. And I started in the end of September 2019. And in January, I had 4 of my customers disappearing on me because they wanted to become partners. So I was constantly struggling with having customers because everyone I talked with wanted to become partners, or they were customers only for a couple of months and they signed up as a partner again after that. So, but I like to give them a business presentation first because it's so much easier to become a partner after you have seen a business presentation. If you just see the product, you will, it's very interesting because it's not many people I know that like selling. So if you just tell them you have an amazing product, try it, a lot of people are just gonna see the challenge of selling a product. So it's easier to give them a full business presentation, and then they can try the products. And if they're feeling an effect, they will understand how big this is going to become.
Okay. One thing that you just mentioned that I guess it needs some more clarification on is, so if you have customers and they become business partners or partners, they no longer count as customers. How does that work out?
So you're building your your franchise, and you have personal customers in your franchise. Then you help other people build their franchises. So they have their own web page and so on, and they will have their personal customers and franchise. But you will earn commission of everything you are having, but you need a certain amount of personal customers as well in order to unlock all of the compensation plan.
Okay, so people that are not partners, but they're just customers, you need to have that minimum in order to be qualified or for something.
Yeah, so you need to have at least 4 to be qualified for being an active partner. So it's a very low qualification. But then things are happening in the compensation plan. So when you have 10 customers, you unlock something. If you do 10 customers within 60 days, you unlock something that's called 100% ECB. That is a bonus. So what's happening is that we're calculating everything into points to make it easy for the translation of different, I mean, from doing payouts
Different
in different
currencies.
countries and so on, currencies.
Yeah.
So we're calculating everything in points. So one balance oil is, for example, worth 4 points when you're selling one balance oil. But when you have 100 ECB, it will be worth 8 points the first time you're selling it. And then it will be worth 4 points every single month. When you have 25 customers, personal customers, then you will also earn 200 RCB. And ECB is a shortening for enroll credit bonus or something. And then RCB is recurrent credit bonus. So if you have RCB as well, that's 4 points that you earn for every sold balance oil. Those will be worth 8 points. So what Zinzino basically do is, okay, you have done 10 points, you have done 25 customers, you know, we will give you twice as many points on everything that is happening, not only in your organization, but in all of your organization, even in her store, and his store, and so on. So that's the goal, that every single partner eventually have 25 products sold if they want to unlock all of the compensation plan. That is very smart if you're business minded.
Sure. And that's, just to clarify, that's whether they're your personal customers or not, right?
So that is for personal customers, but it can also be customers of your customers.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have to be yours personally, but you've recruited somebody and it's their customers you're getting credit for.
So if you have a mom, for example, is buying a product and she is talking with Linda, Frank, and Johnny, and they also become customers, you will have 4 customers that is your personal customers.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So David, another thing too, so there's this, when she's saying customers, she's talking about customer points. So you have to
subscriptions.
Yeah, so subscriptions. So one person can have subscribe to 5 different products. So you have 5 different subscriptions there. So you could have 5 people subscribing to 5 different products, and you have reached your 25.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
so
you,
it's
Hans.
not. You're welcome. It's. I'm just helping out my sister here.
Yeah, like I said, I've been in this for so long, so it's good that you ask questions, because some stuff start to be so, yeah, so easy for me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get up to speed. I went through most of the material previously, but just, you know, I haven't like memorized it yet. Huh?
Yeah.
To explain, like in my case, for example, I have a partner account, then I have my own personal customer account that I do my shopping through, and then I also have 4 other customers. Together, between the 5 different customer accounts, I generate 28 subscriptions. So I'm hitting that 25 points that needed for
the RCB and the ECB
status. Nice. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And a lot of people that are building the team, they usually don't focus too much on getting more customers after that, because they have kind of reached their goal of what they want to do, and then they're building teams, because educating 10 other people how to get 10 customers is a lot smarter than just getting 100 customers yourself and so on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's leverage, and everyone knows the power of duplication after seeing how Corona is spreading around the world. Yeah. So it's we're duplicating it. And what we're duplicating is that we're helping people get 10 customers and then 2 partners. And then we just keep on duplicating that, helping those 2 new people get 10 customers, customer points, subscriptions.
Got it. Yeah.
And
just going to say.
Yeah. So we're doing that, and it's just about educating people how to talk, how to communicate, and yeah, it's totally fine, Clarina. Yeah, get them going and hook them up. We have so many educations, platforms, and things that are going on. So I just felt like I have so many new people now that it's good that everyone can log in and answer their questions, ask questions, and also do a little bit of planning, because I think it would be valuable for us to have some customer presentations live on Zoom also, and schedule that in so people can invite.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Alrighty, any other questions?
No, I'm just happy to see you guys, everyone that is in the team.
Yeah, it's fun. We're gonna, I mean, this is why I moved to United States, because it's very hard with time differences to build something in United States when you're not here. So that's why I moved here, because I want to build the United States. I'm excited that we're getting these started every Wednesday. Perfect. Alrighty, if there is anything more, I will end this meeting now. And like I said, this will be a recurring thing. So every Wednesday, I will take up different subjects. I will go in and show a little bit, educate about back office and so on. But also, if you have time in between and want to, I encourage everyone to take responsible to learn more. And we have a lot of knowledge in both the app. We have 2 apps on the phone, GoCore, and also Zinzino Balance. That is a marketing tool. And also we have a lot on Zinzino TV. So if you go to www.zinzino.tv, you'll be able to find a lot of like how to set up back office, how to register new customers, new partners, and so on. So there is a lot of education there.
Yeah, and this one too.
Yeah, the Zinzino GoCore.
Yeah, and this.
Yeah, the Zinzino Balance. I just didn't mention it right now because last couple of weeks it haven't been able to be downloaded for some reason. So you're having some issues with it.
Not, you are talking about the balance where you press on the heart?
Yeah, I mentioned the Zinzino mobile.
Oh, mobile. Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned that one. It's a marketing tool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have those 2 apps also. We have lots of resources, and in my group, Mixed Team Zinzino, if you make it a habit to, I mean, you can also go in and put on so you get all notifications, but I try to keep you updated on when things are happening. We also have One Mundo calls. That is our big international group that we are a team of. We're having those on Mondays. It's 1 p.m. Pacific, I think. So if you are able to watch something during daytime, those calls are very also inspirational. We're having lots of people in our direct upline that is working full-time with Zinzino. I am also working full-time with Zinzino. So there are many people that can help out with business presentations and so on, if there's any questions. Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome that you could show up, and hopefully next week will be a couple of more people, and the next week we will keep on growing, hopefully. So I'm excited.
Very good.
Let's inspire other people. Okay, see you guys. Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye.